Mm.
Yeah. Now we are counting down.
Yep.
What up, D Prime? Early as hell.
Yeah. Sleep Prime, what's up, Bruce?
What up?
Usuals natin.
Yeah, Julian. Congrats
Julian.
to your gym. 7 years
Congrats.
now. Yeah, that's awesome.
The gym?
The gym is 7 years, yes.
Yeah.
His uncle owns the gym.
Dito, I'm assuming dito sa neighborhood nila, wherever he goes to the gym. 7 years na dito.
Like I assume his uncle owns it in their area. So they're celebrating 7 years. Congrats, Julian.
Julian, baka si Tito game mag-sponsor ng
Oh,
podcast.
yun.
Hell yeah!
Huwag natin yan.
Padepas man lang siya, no?
Actually, we should put this in our housekeeping. Why the fuck not, diba?
No, do it. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Glendale, Ninang Abby.
Hello, Abby.
Bruce. Wow, watched the movie twice already. That's nice.
Same.
Tama yan.
Yeah, I did. I saw it last Saturday.
It's awesome.
And just like that, it's almost Fantastic Four season.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Ina, hello.
May question si Ina na.
I honestly don't know how to answer that.
Ano na naman ta? Nasa Cloud9 pa rin ako dahil sa pagbalik ni Darby Allin. So all in Texas. Tayo naman kanina. I don't know.
Basically, her question is may kasabihan, mas matakot kayo sa buhay.
Sa
kaysa
buhay,
sa
syempre.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yung buhay kaya akong patayin eh.
Oo, gago.
Yung patay na yun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yung patay, ilang gabi lang ako di makatulog.
Mm.
Pero yung buhay, forever na ako di makatulog.
Yeah.
Mm.
Julian said he'll let his uncle know.
Yeah, we
Yun.
actually do need to. We do need to. We do need to get a hold of the fucking sponsorship deck.
Yes, I'll be at Shanghai Shek this Saturday, Glendale.
Nice.
Oy, nice. See you there, bro. I also saw him last weekend sa FPW show. So, shout out, Glendale. Yan, Shanghai ka pala. Anong tawag sa mga alumni ng Shanghai Shek? I don't know.
Hindi alumni ng Chiang Kai-shek.
Nasa lista.
The Shekers.
Isko, ano ba? Shekers.
Shekers.
Di ba? Shanghai.
Oh,
Dangerous
G,
checkers.
pakisagot kasi hindi ko rin alam yung sagot eh.
Please answer.
Pero
Dangerous
feeling ko sa
checkers.
sobrang uptight ng mga Chiang Kai-shek, hindi nila napag-isipan yan.
Shanghai. So, di ba ganda yan for comedy this
Chinese.
Saturday?
Sa sobrang
With,
uptight ng ano nila, ng base nila. Nobody would have
So,
thought
di
about
masaya,
that.
ibig sabihin dapat masaya kami lahat sa Sabado, no? Hindi. Basta okay lang yan. We'll have a lot of fun. We're going to be there with Stanley Chi and the rest of Comedy Manila.
Oh, sasabihin nyo, tough crowd. Wait, no, I'm just a Chiang Kai-shek.
Yes. Sige, pa hindi na kami pabalikin.
Oh.
Bakit nga ba naisip niyo mag-workshop sa
Oh, nga,
Oh,
of all places.
Stanley is an alumni.
Okay.
Stanley Chi. That's right.
Stanley Chi is an alumni of Shanghai Shek.
Oh, sabi niya kinakahiya daw siya.
Oh, kasi actually it's a joke that he does. Yes.
Ayun, sinagot na ni Glendale. How do you say that?
Oh, how do you even say that,
CSKCNs.
dude?
CSKCNs.
CKSCNs. God, that's even worse than UPNs. What the fuck?
That's a mouthful.
Do you actually call it UPNs?
No.
No.
That's also a joke.
That's a joke among some people who don't know what the term is, but what the demonym is for Iskos.
Oh.
Actually call it UP kasi PUPNs ang sa PUP. So akala nila
Oh,
UPNs.
tama na. Okay.
UP.
20 seconds na daw. Sige.
Please hit my music and My name is Colin Cash Money Cannon.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
I'm home.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Amen. He appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Romoran, the fancy dad, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Liao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College, Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Neil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
Rowan ASH, Bad Boy ng dance floor ng Quezon City, Central Scholar University, Manila.
I love you solo. Then you're listening.
You're listening.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to the Wrestling
Podcast. And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. To the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Full house tonight. Stan Ciro, Moran, Chino Liao, and Emil Nate with your Thursday live stream. And we've got a lot to talk about coming off of a week or a week-long plus stretch where wala tayong break from wrestling at all. Like literally every day since... What, last weekend?
Thursday.
Or last weekend?
Last Thursday. Wala nang tigil.
Di nga eh, kasi before that, there was NXT din.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? And then Raw. So probably, yeah, every day since like 2 Mondays ago, there's been a wrestling show that we've had to watch. So it's been a lot, and we're here to help you break it down on another Thursday live stream of the podcast. But before we get into all of that, we got to tell you about some stuff. The first thing is, we need sponsors, friends and listeners of the pod. Kailangan natin ng mga advertisements because, of course, producing content is not free. So, kailangan namin ng tulong ninyo to help keep the Wrestling Podcast the way it is. At saka, syempre, para may pangkain naman kami para kay babyface producer Jasper.
Buti sana kung nabubusog siya sa goodwill natin lahat, pero hindi. So mga pa, we love you, Jasper. That's nice. We need the cash money. So let us know if you have a brand, if you have a company, if you know somebody that knows somebody that wants to get the word out on what they are selling, please hit us up on our social media at Wrestling2XPod on Twitter and X at Wrestling Podcast on Instagram and on Facebook.
Jasper is not like the Eagles. Love can't keep him alive.
Yeah, so kung may may sponsorship kayo or leads that you can send our way, please hit us up. We'd love to shill your stuff or talk to whoever needs to get their stuff shilled on the podcast.
Oh,
yun. Yep.
Baka gumawa lang kami ng flag. Baka gusto nung may logo kayo.
Oh, parang yung flag ni JDL.
Yeah.
Tama.
Puro lang yan.
Kung gusto nyo, kung nagta-top 10 na din kami sa weekend.
Payola.
Gusto nyo ng payola. Pwede din, diba?
Oo, pang top 10 na parang ganito.
Oo,
diba? So let us know, all right? Okay, let's get to some other stuff that we're plugging, kind of like the SummerSlam viewing party happening at the start of August at Skinny Mike's BGC, where we will be for both mornings.
This is the official reveal of the SummerSlam viewing party. Some people have already begun asking for it. Syempre, we had to let Saturday Night's Main Event and Evolution pass first, but it's here. It's happening. When I asked the management at Skinny Mike's if they would have us game the game sila, it's a big event. So let's not let Skinny Mike's down. We will be there both days, Sunday, August 3 and Monday, August 4. Syempre, the doors will open at 6. The main show starts at 7. Early bird ticket for 1 day is 450 pesos. For a 2-day pass, it is 850. The link is what's the link again?
tinyurl.com/WWP SummerSlam
I'll post ko yan in a post
2025.
after the show, so you can easily access it from there. Ready your wallets, ready your Gcash wallets, and we'll see you there.
Also, I can guarantee this time around, magpapamigay tayo ng something that I personally bought from WrestleMania, the WWE Superstore.
Love
so
it.
It's an exclusive to the WWE Superstore. I don't know if they sold it online, but it was in the Superstore as an exclusive. It's the limited edition Umaga Funko Pop figure. Na you may not have seen. So yan, papamigay na tayo ng isang ganyan during the SummerSlam viewing party.
So if miss yun si Rowan, he's gonna be there. For, at least for a Sunday, he guaranteed
what
that
a
to
selling point.
No,
we don't care about John Cena. We want to see Rowan.
Yeah.
Again, it's tinyurl.com/WWP SummerSlam 2025. Medyo mouthful siya because all of the other fun, short, and cool URLs were already taken. So we will see you there on Sunday and Monday, August 3 and 4. Main show starts at 6 a.m. Manila time. Doors open at 5. Yes, maaga siya. No, hindi ko call yun. Alright? Baka call ni Emil. Okay, let's get to other plugs. Emil, tell them about the Patreon program.
All right. So aside from future sponsorships, another way to support the podcast is through our Patreon and Gag. The links is our patreon.com/wrestling podcast and gagnow.com/wrestling to expod for those $5. You get all the good stuff. You get the Discord server, Discord community is always fun. You also get first dibs to everything. First dibs to event tickets. Some freebies. And all that good stuff, courtesy of the Wrestling Podcast. And again, it's a good way to support the podcast. We thank our patrons who will continue to support us in the last 11 years, and thank you to all the future patrons that will subscribe. Again, the links are patreon.com/wrestling podcast and gagnow.com/wrestling to expod.
And one last thing to plug, the Converge Netflix bundle. Yan talaga dream sponsor namin yan.
Yan. Yeah, so if you want to watch WWE, there are two ways on Blast TV, and on Netflix via VPN. You can enjoy both or either one of those at yung talagang pinaka sulit na experience by upgrading or subscribing to the Converge Netflix bundle. Medyo tumasa ng price lang konti, because of the tax.
Thanks, Bat.
So but there are still 3 tiers. So yun pa rin. Medyo tumasa ng konti, from yung 1798 pa yun, 1998 and 2298.
Magkano na bayad mo?
Email the
sa
it's around 2-3. Dumagdag siya ng onti. Pero okay lang. Sulit din naman, no? So,
afford ni Emilia.
Dollars is sweldo niyan eh.
Si Mil dollar sign.
You can email the Converge customer service if you want to avail, or you could go to your local Converge office kung meron sa lugar nyo. And, again, the customer service there is top tier. Always vouch for that. And, subscribe na kayo.
All right. Let's start with the wrestling talk, and we're gonna go to AEW muna kasi yun yung katatapos lang kanina, yung Dynamite, and we're gonna start with Bully Ray's comments about the Death Rider story. So according to Bully Ray on his radio show sa Busted Open, the Death Rider story is only good now because they stuck the landing at All In. So what do you think about this, especially now that the Death Riders are still picking fights just without the AEW World Championship?
I remember Rose saying this a lot before.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You're making the same points.
No, kasi I saw someone say that after everything has been said and done, the Death Riders was the greatest story in AEW. Like, no, it's not true.
No,
it wasn't true. People have been bitching, and they had been stringing people along by just doing this and not really explaining why anything was happening. So it is tama. I agree with Bully Ray. It is good because they did the good ending. Like they put us all in emotional traffic for months, and then they finally let us off at the next exit, the right exit, diba? So it's okay to like the ending, but let's not make it a stretch to say that this was the best, most hyped story ever. I think we're all happy that it's over, and it was over in a way that was satisfactory, diba? So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I felt the same way about the Bloodline story. Now, I know people remember the WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 40, but there were a lot of moments in between where I almost gave up watching WWE because it was so bad. But yeah, it's true. Like kaya nga talaga, it's really more important to stick the landing rather than have a compelling story and have a shitty
No,
end
I'm
because
sorry. Wait,
people will always remember the shitty ending no matter how good the story has been. So if the ending was good, then it's fine. But don't say this is the greatest story ever because clearly it was not.
Okay, yung question dito was if the story is good because they stuck the landing, di ba? Not if this is the best story ever. Because I also
Yeah,
agree with you
this is
guys.
good.
It's not the best story ever. But the question was if it was good because they stuck the landing. I disagree. I don't think it was good just because they stuck the landing. I like to view stories as a whole. You brought up the bloodline comparison, which I think is a good comparison because it's also in recent history at least the long term kind of storytelling that wrestling companies like to tell, diba? I think the bloodline story was better simply because Roman Reigns was willing to play ball a
Yeah.
lot more than John Moxley. Roman Reigns delivered promos. Roman Reigns spoke on the mic. Roman Reigns wrestled a kind of wrestling that actually told stories that put people through it. Diba? And I'm not saying John Moxley didn't do that same kind of wrestling in his own way, pero mas approachable yung ginawa ni Roman Reigns eh. Diba? And I know I'm turning this into a Bloodline versus Death Riders type of story here. So I'm gonna move away from that and return to the point that makes me want to say na just because they stuck the landing doesn't mean the story as a whole is better. If anything, it becomes a facsimile of what the WWE successfully did. Diba? Na parang they told the long story, really put us through it, and then stuck the landing in the end with Cody. Diba? This time around with AEW, I don't think they're as successful.
I agree that the Bloodline story was better. I think Roman had enough time to tell stories that fleshed out who he is as a character. So, I also agree that the Death Rider story hasn't been good at all because they failed to adhere to a lot of basic storytelling points. Diba? Like, up to now, we still don't know yung mga dahilan that nila. Gabe Kidd, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, Marina Shafir. Nobody has explained anything at all, and it's been almost a year that they've been doing this shit. Diba? So that's not a good story at all. It's nice to feel relieved. It's great. That's fine. Just don't call it the best story ever.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to other stuff. From the fallout from All In. Adam Copeland is back, and he established after All In that he is going after FTR and not Christian Cage. So let's focus on that first, because Cope is basically picking up right where he left off after FTR took him out for 4 months.
Yeah, this explained why he was aura farming. He wasn't there to save Christian. He was there to go after the FTR. So it makes sense. It makes sense because this is where when he was last seen on TV, he was written off because FTR beat the living shit out of him. So it only makes sense, no? And like eventually papasok naman si Christian dito sa story. Like it's especially if they're going for a tag match. So syempre Cope needs a partner, di ba? So but the story beats tells us that this is the way to go right now.
Yeah, ito fearless forecast. Baka, alam ko katapos lang ng All In baka All In 2026 might have us seeing them tag together because I think this is just par for the course. They both have to go through it to end up back in each other's arms, if you will. Kasi si Christian has his own character journey that he has to go through, diba? To become a face to become dependable and reliable for Cope, diba? To the point na magkakampiyan sila ulit. And I don't know if you remember, pero during the promo of MJF, sabi ni MVP, he's begging one of these legendary tag teams to take the titles off of them. Diba? Parang sino pa ba yung obvious pick sa AEW as of this point, if not Edge and Christian?
The Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
I don't think they're coming back.
I like Cope knows how to tell a story, and he knows what a story is supposed to look like, diba?
Yep.
So I enjoyed how he laid out his promo and what he said in it. Na, you know, he was angling to get a run with his brothers, diba? The guys that whipped him back into wrestling shape, and he established a foundation of friendship and that, a relationship with that, which again the Death Riders could not do. So I do find it funny that he thinks FTR is entitled for not wanting to team with him. So that's kind of like, you're kind of also entitled there. Like FTR is also entitled to their own goals as, you know, as a tag team. So pretty funny thing. Obviously it's heading toward ENC versus FTR. I just don't know how long they're gonna wait for Christian, because the Christian still has to do the thing with the patriarchy. I mean, the Waynes now, they're not the patriarchy anymore. So go find yourself. Tapos sino respect ni Cope ngayon? So wala pa siyang katag team. But it is pretty fun, and I look forward to the stories that he's able to tell with FTR.
Anybody noticed how his name is again Adam Copeland? They kind of removed Cope.
No, not really.
Again. He's Adam
interchangeable in at this point, right?
Yeah.
I think they listened to the backlash and just decided that Adam Copeland.
Plus, isn't Cope just short for Adam Copeland?
It is just short. Yeah, it is just short for Adam Copeland, but people won't have it because it sounds to them it sounds worse than Adam Copeland.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just happy and relieved that Justin Roberts stopped saying Rated R is superstar. Like that was just a very awkward part of his ring intro.
Yeah.
So I think that was a win there. On a connected note, the Waynes and Kip Sabian also explained their motivations, and apparently, yung mag-ina and Kip Sabian have been planning this for quite some time.
That was actually pretty good. Syempre, nakita na ni Mother Wayne, diba? Yung the way Christian used to mistreat her son.
But why are they the heels here when they're standing up for ano?
That's what I'm about to say.
They're the ones standing up against domestic abuse, and they're the heels. Something is wrong here.
I think I buti na lang pinanunod ko ulit yung heels ko isang araw. Remember, we talked about this when Kevin Owens was doing this thing. Why are the heels so more relatable than the faces? It's an age-old wrestling question.
Yeah, it is a weird narrative decision to have Christian, that the ultimate asshole in the story, be the one. They're the heels kasi sila nag-outnumber Christian eh. Yun ang siguro iniisip nila. But they do have to make that narrative jump, that logic jump that explains why Christian is gonna be the good guy in the story. So if they can do that for Hangman, I'm sure they can do that for Christian. So the part where Cope says you have to go find yourself is the start. But syempre,
there's also the people he victimized along the way.
Exactly.
What about them? What about the damage he dealt to them?
I'm sure we'll be getting in the way that we're gonna talk about it in the next point. I'm sure we'll be getting hundreds of interactions with people who were offended by him saying that their parents are dead. That should be fun.
I like then how nagpe-pay off yung failed cash-in niya, quote-unquote, for the title, diba? So, nagbumuha siyang tanga. Although, now that if you really think about it, diba? Bakit nga ba tayo kumakampi kay Christian? Kasi mali na nga siya, bobo pa siya. so ano yung redeeming factor doon, diba?
Lutong nun eh. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, more fallout from All In, plus the return of everybody's favorite segment, Playin' Nathan with Emil Nate after this Emil Nate dance break.
Hey.
All right, I hope you enjoyed the newest Emil Nate dance break. All right, let's get to more fallout from All In. Everyone is now just punking the Young Bucks because they can. And it's pretty funny, seeing the production crew, the other wrestlers, everyone getting their licks in. Even Rene Paquette, whose very husband also terrorized the company. But, sure, let's not directly connect them. And now Don Callis is inserting himself into the narrative. Like, he's actually trying to get the Young Bucks to work with him.
Yeah, so he already has Okada, diba? So I think it is pretty funny that the Young Bucks actually are willing to make themselves be the butt of a joke. Syempre, they are mature enough in the business to actually give back and put over everyone after the years that they've had as as evil EVPs. So may payoff din pala yung pagiging kupal nila. And it's pretty funny. I think it will continue to be funny to see how this evolves in the next few weeks.
I want them to go extreme with it. Like have them be really broke as fuck.
Same ako din. Yeah,
Happy Corbin broke.
People hindi nila afford yung Jordan sila, diba?
Oh,
They have to sign actual papers, diba? That revoke their locker rooms and shit. It's funny. I like that. I like the twist, diba? Parang kahit yung graphic nila binaboy niya eh. It wasn't even a decent graphic. It looked like they made it on MS Paint or some shit. So nakakatawa din.
Looks like Dan Gilbert.
Type pa.
Looks like Dan Gilbert made that.
Diba? So it was very funny. It was good fun. As for where it's going, I'll have to agree with Ro here since I don't really see another option. Feeling ko nga. So they just formed the elite again. But until then, they put people over and they give back to the business, if you will.
Yeah. An offshoot of that is we're getting Okada versus Swerve, and Okada fired the first salvo by calling Swerve a bitch.
What do you know? Okada has not abandoned the Young Bucks. That's pretty nice of him. He's a real friend.
Get you a guy like Okada.
Tatawagin pa niyang bitch yung mga kaaway mo.
I like this move. It's a fresh feud. You haven't really seen Okada versus Swerve before. I like it. I like where this is heading. And Okada seems renewed. He has a new music, has a new look. So good for him.
All right. Other stuff from the show, Timeless Tony Storm has a new challenger, and it looks like it's going to be Athena because she won the Casino Gauntlet match. So that should be a nice feud coming off of the Mercedes program. But one thing that we got to talk about is parang nag-iba na yung rules ng Casino Gauntlet title shot. Kasi diba, last year, based on how Christian Cage was parading around with this contract, parang siyang version nila ng Money in the Bank. But now it's like, okay, ako na yung next kalaban mo.
I think what I saw was you can execute it any week, but you can't do it on the fly the way the Money in the Bank is coded. Diba? So that's interesting because I felt like they tried to do the Money in the Bank thing, but it looked just weird, and then syempre it paid off really strangely when Christian did it. Buti na lang na parlay nila yung decision ni Christian to the actual heel turn by the Waynes. But I like that there is a threat. Okay, is it going to be this week? Like, am I cashing in on the show this week? So that was a nice threat to make Athena look good, especially for someone who the general casual crowd doesn't really get to see often because she's been stashed away in ROH. So there will be a time to go to rebuild Athena in AEW.
Tama lang. Yeah.
And I can't wait to see them do that.
I didn't even know Billy Starks was heel now.
Yeah, she's been aligned with Athena for a year now, 2 years.
They almost broke up, and then they didn't break up.
They were teasing a breakup. Yeah, apparently Billy wanted to do the NQCC thing and get out of the stable, diba?
With Lexinair.
Happen. Yeah, but Lexinair.
Okay. Yeah, no, ang naalala ko na kasi kay Billy Starks is she was going after Mercedes, diba, in the TBS Championship, and she was clearly a babyface then. That wasn't too long ago. That was like earlier this year.
Right.
Yeah, true.
All right. Sticking with the women here, Tekla, the Toxic Spider, is now aligning with the Sisters of Sin. That's the tag team of Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Teka lang, subunit ba to ng Hounds of Hell?
No.
That's a separate group already.
I think the Hounds of Hell pretty much disbanded.
Yeah,
so bakit yun pa rin yung graphic ni Brody King?
Wala, siya na lang yung Hound of Hell.
Plural pa rin eh. Nasaan yung ibang hound?
I don't know. Wala eh. Julia Hart has been doing ever since Sky Blue got back with got back from injury. They've been doing the thing with Julia.
So heels na sila na eh. Heels na sila Sky Blue and Julia. So and Brody's a babyface.
Yeah.
So wrestling rules. Heel ka, di ka pwede maging kagrupo. Di tayo pwedeng friends.
No, I like this pairing. I like this team up that they're doing because Tekla again is very talented, and I feel like the other two females in Julia Hart and Sky Blue could use that muscle. Diba? Parang, yeah, there's creepy, threatening, but they're not like physically threatening. You know?
True.
So they need like a heater. Kumbaga, and that heater is Tekla, and that fits perfectly kasi tatlo na silang creepy.
Yep.
Yeah. Sabi ni Jace in the comments, dapat Sky Black na lang daw yung pangalan niya kasi di na siya nagbo-blue. O nga naman. Ito, a serious question. Like, isn't it time for a name change na rin lang since, you know, she does share the same exact name and spelling as the porn star?
We have talked about
just for branding.
before,
It's not even the fact na the other Sky Blue is a porn star, just the branding, di ba?
I think she likes that she has the same name as the porn star.
Sure, but like that's not going to be good for like SEO.
To be fair, wait, let me search Sky Blue right now. Let's see what comes out. Sino na muna sa SEO ngayon?
Sure. Ako rin, try ko rin ngayon.
I'm searching right now. Okay, she is the one. She is the first 4 results. And
sa akin, first 3. The fourth yung yung katukayo niya.
So she's winning this. So she doesn't have to change anything because she's winning this.
Kawawa naman yung katukayo niya. Bad for business.
Di na kasing sikat yung katukayo niya eh.
God damn. All right.
But
okay.
yeah, I agree though that it makes sense to change Sky Blue because she's not very blue anymore.
Diba?
Yeah, fair.
She's not blue anymore. Okay. Friends, patrons, viewers, and listeners, it is time for everyone's favorite segment. It is the return of Playin' Nathan with Emil Nate. Emil, who are you playing Nathan on tonight?
All right, so the return of Playin' Nathan. You know what? I'm gonna just do this once a month kasi mas nakaka-pressure yung weekly.
Kasi meron ko pang ganap.
Yeah.
Meron ko pa.
But, so the subject for the Playin' Nathan this month goes to one Bill Goldberg.
Oh my gosh, why Emil Nate? Nag-retire na nga yung tao ah.
Pagkatayin mo naman, grabe.
I know I apologized on Monday. I apologized about his
Yan, tinangay ni Goldberg na spear.
Na Goldberg siya.
Jackhammer.
Cut from the stream 20 seconds in. All right, let's bring Emil back in. Good job, babyface producer Jasper. He understood the assignment.
I thought my internet was down. I didn't even that's a good one. That's a good one. Kala ko tinopag yung internet ko. But yeah, that's a good one. I love it. I love that.
Kala ko, di ka nagbayad ng bill mo eh.
Pa-plug ka pa ng Converge eh.
I thought it was my internet.
All right. Let's bring it back to Emil Playin' Nathan. Let's go.
That was good. All right. So last Monday, di ba I apologized about Goldberg because I thought he did better than what I expected. But I'm now retracting it because this guy just not even like a week after his retirement went on
Ariel
the
Helwani
podcast,
show.
yeah, and complained like a whiny bitch. So I am now transferring the title of the whiny bitch from the former Eddie Thorpe to Bill Goldberg. You now, sir, holds the title of being the whiniest bitch in wrestling. Here's the
Gawin
thing.
natin infographic yan with the quote.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You complain about because you complain about the fact that for you it wasn't enough what the WWE did. But the thing is, this isn't really the first time you were handed a farewell match. You've been doing this shit ever since you came back to the WWE 10 years ago or 9 years ago. I thought the match against Brock was your farewell. I thought your WrestleMania match with Brock was your farewell. I thought your match with The Undertaker was your farewell. I thought your match with Bobby Lashley was your farewell, and you did this shit again. So, but I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and I believe that this was really gonna be your last match. So WWE did everything for you. They gave you a prime spot, NBC, about 8 p.m. NBC on a Saturday night. A lot of people are watching that. They have you matched up against the world heavyweight freaking champion, Gunther, one of the best wrestlers in the world. And you had probably the best match of your freaking career, and you're still out here complaining like a bitch. All right? Diba? I'm going to quote something from Draymond Green, what he said years ago. You're chasing that farewell tour. They don't love you like that. They don't love you like that. You thought you was Kobe? You ain't Kobe. You don't. There's other like 20 other guys I could think the top of my head that deserves that spot over you, but they gave you that spot nonetheless. Even though you're not really a WWE legend, you're a WCW legend. But that's neither here or there. My main gripe with you is that you had the gall, you had the audacity to complain about something that I don't think you deserve in the first place. There, yung his only valid complaint was his speech being cut off, which is fine. That's not really
Wait. I didn't watch the interview because I didn't want to waste my time. But isn't that what he was complaining about, or was it?
No,
that was the initial. And then
He
just
was
went
ranting
off.
about a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, sinabi niya na may 2 weeks pa bago niya isiwalat lahat.
Yeah.
But before that, he was already saying na, things didn't go the way I wanted. I only appeared on Raw 3 times.
Yeah,
Be
he also
grateful.
started off this rant by saying, I don't really want to complain. And
but
complained for 35
exactly.
minutes.
You wasted the time of the listeners complaining about your shitty retirement. Like come on, yun yung yun, okay lang mag-complain, but the thing is, WWE did actually put an effort in the things that you wanted, Porket may onti lang na di nangyari, reklamo ka na. So, what an entitled whiny bitch. So,
wasn't that enough that his retirement was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
So one of the things na Goldberg says he wasn't happy about was that he wanted to retire at a PLE. He wanted it to be at a PLE, didn't want it to be at a Saturday night's main event.
Okay.
I'd argue a lot more people saw him in NBC rather than in a PLE. Kasi NBC is like what? Top network in the US?
And YouTube
Yeah. Andun din sa YouTube.
Hindi rin daw niya nagustuhan na parang the build wasn't that long, na he didn't have that much time to bring in yung mga taong gusto niyang papuntahin doon, to be a part of his team, his entrance, yung entourage, ganyan. So that was another thing that he was ranting about.
He only appeared so many times before the show. Parang ganyan diba?
My counter to that is, if you're an active competitor, then fine. If you were an active competitor before that, then sige. You'll have all the time to have a build, have all this, but you're not. You've been essentially retired since like 2003. So, yung mga reklamo niya, there's always a counter argument to that, honestly. Except for the fact that his speech got cut short, because I thought that was also unfair. But pinalabas naman siya sa YouTube, which I argue a lot more people saw that than if they aired that speech on NBC.
What do you think about the innuendo saying na kaya niya ginawa yan kasi lalabas daw siya sa AEW? Because I've also seen that argument.
What? But I thought he's retired. That was his retirement.
Or
Kasi
was
ang
it something
argument-
like WWE made him retire?
Oo. Parang ang sinabi niya, di ba? You listen to the thing. Sabi niya, for all intents and purposes, I'm retired in the WWE. Said it, di ba? So,
Okay.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm sure the AEW fans would love that.
I mean, the AEW fan base spit out Ric Flair, diba? Ric Flair tried to make to make himself a thing in the AEW, and they didn't have him. So, what more where people were already spitting him out in WWE, diba? So, yung counter ko dun is, you can get all the long term build you want if people actually wanted you there. But as it stands, a relative few of the fan base only really wanted Goldberg there. Especially against Gunther. Diba?
Exactly.
So, to Goldberg's credit, he actually did acknowledge Gunther during the interview. He was putting Gunther over, giving him props, saying that he was a great dance partner, really complimenting him. It's also kind of it's also kind of weird hearing him call Gunther and Cody kids. Parang, teka lang, these are full-grown men, dude.
Well, to him, because he's like a boomer.
He's almost 60, diba?
Yeah.
So,
No, probably he met Cody as a kid.
Sure. But like Gunther, diba, is like a grown-ass man. Like, that is not a kid, sir.
And Cody is older than Gunther. So
yes, Cody is 40.
Diba?
Yeah.
So
there's our play of the week.
Emil, nagkasartan ka na ba?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Emil,
Metformin ka naman, Emil.
Emil, you just gave some of our listeners the will to live again.
Yeah, I feel like it being a monthly is gonna be better than weekly. Kasi nape-pressure
keep
ako
the hate out. You can't keep the hate out.
May magre-resign na dapat dyan, Emil eh. Pero sabi niya, dahil na-play natin, hindi ko gagawin. Tatagal pa ako dito sa job ko.
Yeah.
Wait lang, Emil. Sabi mo you were gonna retire Play Nathan, but you brought it back. Aren't you doing the same thing Goldberg did, Emil?
No. To be fair, people wanted Play Nathan back. More than they wanted Goldberg back.
Yeah. So hindi ko magagaranti, but I'm gonna at least try to make it a monthly thing here, guys. On the
Ngayon, may job na ng WWE 2K25 customizer gumawa ng Whiny Bitch Championship.
That was exactly what I was gonna do after this stream.
Tapos paglabanin mo si Carl Fredericks siya si Goldberg.
No, you know what? I think we should sell Play Nathan to like a psychological center that wants to plug their therapy services on the podcast.
Tawa.
That would be a grade A sponsored segment, diba? This Play Nathan segment was brought to you by, diba? All right, let's take a break. Let's let Emil calm down, calm his tatas. We'll talk about Raw right after another Emil Nate dance break. Let's go to Raw and talk about the highlights from the Red brand. And we're going to start with the return of the OTC. Roman Reigns is back, and he went after Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, saving CM Punk and Jey Uso in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so weird.
Bakit?
Kasi,
Bakit?
no, because I wasn't really expecting him to return. That's why. Especially with Seth Seth being on the sideline. So I thought, okay, with Seth being on the sideline.
They're clearly doing Roman versus Braun. Diba? That's the dream.
If anything, they actually need him to return because Seth is gone.
Yeah.
They need another body in there. Diba? They need that star power. And if you don't have Seth to control the group, you might as well just give the people Braun versus Roman. And I like how they pulled this off. Kasi yung hinihintay ko, yung isa-spear ni Roman Reigns si Braun Breaker para may resibo, diba? That's how he went out the last time. But they're really saving that moment for SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think he was gone long enough. I think he is needed for SummerSlam. It was a it was a good time for him to come back, and I think Roman Braun is going to be a big match, star power wise.
So
What do you
you
think in
don't
tag team match with
yeah,
Jay
yeah,
and
yeah.
Bronson also being part of it?
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
if you think it's gonna be a singles or
Pwede.
a tag.
Pwede.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's SummerSlam, but it's kind of like a lighter version of WrestleMania, biggest party of the summer and all that.
Kaya manood na kayo.
Kita-kita tayo sa Skinny Mikes. Another one of the main matches for SummerSlam has been set with CM Punk winning the gauntlet to face Gunther. So, what do you think about this choice?
I don't know.
It's a weird choice. For
It's
me
a
as
weird
well.
choice.
Is he
saying
beating
that.
him? Like what?
Yeah.
I thought they made Braun look really good. But syempre, they saved that moment for they basically edged him for the Roman match, diba? So I don't know if this was the right. I felt like Roman Punk would have been a better Roman Punk versus Bronson was a better match. At
Sino
the same time,
ibabato mo kay kay
yun
Gunther?
nga, hindi ko rin alam eh.
Yeah, it's
So it is weird.
I mean, number one, I don't expect Punk to beat Gunther. I'll be surprised if he does, but I don't think he big. Number two, every
Sure.
time every time CM Punk wrestles a big, hard-hitting match, he disappears for like 3 months. So
Yeah.
parang hindi ko din alam kung worth it ba to for Punk, diba? Kung mana-chop siya ng base tapos hindi na makikita for like the near future. It's a
Then
weird
again,
choice.
Punk is a special attraction at this point. Diba? Remember the feud with Drew? They did beat each other up really badly, but then again, it made the next time Punk appeared seem more special. Kasi nga, special attraction level na siya ngayon eh.
I guess.
Does that mean he's losing or does that mean he's winning?
I have no idea, dude.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm actually excited for this just because Punk
Yeah,
Gunther
yeah.
is fresh. Diba? We've never seen it.
Yeah, I guess.
The promo battles are probably going to be fun. Like, imagining what Gunther will say to Cook Punk.
Cool. But the thing is, we only have 2 weeks of build left.
Kaya nga siya ginawang gauntlet match.
Okay.
Diba?
All right.
Yeah, but the gauntlet, like regardless of where you come in, and especially given the interference of Bronson Reed, really makes it so that whoever comes out of it comes out deserving.
Which, yeah.
Zooming out of Monday Night Raw, the gauntlet match was really the only men's match. It was an all-women's episode, diba? From the very start when Naomi came out and celebrated her Women's World Championship win. Sina Rhea and Io got involved. Their triple threat was set. And then the 2 out of 3 falls match that Bayley and Lyra had, where Lyra gets her SummerSlam match with Becky set. Sina Raquel and Roxanne, diba? They also had their match against the Kabuki Warriors. What do you guys think about that, especially coming
Chelsea
off
Green
of
and Nikki
Evolution?
Bella.
Ayun pa, Chelsea versus Nikki Bella.
Really interesting. I don't know why they felt like they needed to do that, but it was nice, and it also goes to show you that whatever time that they have for Raw now and for SmackDown isn't really enough to showcase everyone. Kaya malalang edit ang ginagawa usually. But someone did float the idea of having a all women's program as in TV program or show from WWE, and I feel like no, I don't think you need that. I just think that you just really have to balance everyone, and not everyone's gonna get a spot on TV every week, and that's even though that sucks, it does keep people fresh. But like, I didn't need, for example, like I didn't really need Bailey and Lyra to kill each other again a day after their hard-hitting triple threat match, diba? Like, that's what the deep roster is for. Like, you don't have to, so that you don't repeat a bunch of these physically taxing matchups, diba? So parang I don't know if they were overcorrecting or they were just really riding off the momentum, but they really overcorrected there kasi if something goes wrong with regard to the performer's health, then it's on them as well. Because they couldn't they couldn't stay away from the milking they're doing. Diba?
Yeah, a definite overcorrection in the WWE's part. Kasi nasan to nung nagbe-build sila to Evolution, diba?
Yeah. Dapat dun
Where was
nangyari yun eh.
yeah, diba? Where was all this, man? You could have done this 3 weeks ago. That diba? You focused
Alam
on
mo
the
kung
wrong
nasan yun,
things.
Chino? It was devoted to the Goldberg interview.
I was about to say. Diba? Mas nag-focus sila dun sa 2-3 times na si Bill Goldberg that everybody else forgot about Evolution. And then you watch Evolution and it's actually fire.
Yeah.
Tapos you get this instead. We get this as like what, a consolation? Man. You don't need to do that if you actually build the show properly. Right? If you actually put the time in to get people hyped about an all women's pay-per-view or a PLE. Diba? Instead we get this pretty, naman desperate, pero it is what it is, diba? Pretty desperate attempt to make it up to the women.
Yeah, no.
Sorry,
Emil, go.
No, I agree. I agree with what Bro and Chino said. You know what the main roster should emulate? NXT. The way they do it is right. The way yung balance lang, but you feel like the women are just as important as men. That's they don't have to like.
I don't think that's the
overcorrect it.
problem of the main roster, though. Save for siguro this week's Raw being dominated by women's matches and segments. Kasi I hate to make this comparison, pero diba, there was a time when AEW just had the one token women segment / match, diba? WWE isn't like that.
Yeah, they're not. They're not now, but they used to be. They used to be pretty bad about it. The problem with TK is that he thinks that only men's matches are cool. So, alam mo yan. But I do like the NXT comparison though. I think NXT does it really, really well in a natural way.
Yeah.
I think because HBK is also for the women, so there's also that. But when you do the NXT way, because you kind of have to sacrifice match quality a little bit, and that's another consideration that you have to make in running TV. Diba? So yeah, it is a tough question, really. It is a tough thing. But I do feel like medyo OA nangyari nung ano. Not that I don't advocate for women's wrestling. And I think it should be done more in AEW more, diba? But medyo OA nangyari nung Monday. And I hope it doesn't carry over to SmackDown on Saturday.
All right. What do you guys think of the Women's World Championship scene now being set this way? Now we go from Io being the champion to Io and Rhea mixing it up, and now Naomi's the champion. Tapos sina Rhea and Io get to fight one more time with Naomi in the mix in a longer setup at SummerSlam.
I like it. I like it a lot because we saw how competitive the match was, how heated the match between Rhea and Io was before Naomi cashed in, diba? So, dito sa scenario na to, parang lumalabas pa kung sino pa yung champion in Naomi. Siya pa yung dark horse. Siya pa yung underdog because we know what Rhea and Io will do to each other. We don't know what Naomi brings to the table at this point, diba? And the fact that they put her over in such a manner where they made her a champion right away and then dropped her in the middle of this very hot feud really just goes to show na may tiwala sila sa capabilities ni Naomi, and really just they have a lot of faith in this trio here na magpapatayan sa SummerSlam.
Yep.
Naomi definitely adds an interesting dynamic into this, so that yung SummerSlam match won't feel as repetitive, because now there's a third person into the mix, and it's going to be different than the last time. And yeah, so excited for this. Especially they still have 2 weeks of build, so they can still, even though they don't have to do anything much anymore, because andun pa rin yung goodwill from the main event of Evolution. I think that's enough to carry them all the way to SummerSlam. But I'm still interested in how they will build this up, and I think this could main event one of the nights for SummerSlam.
I don't think it has to be complicated. Like
yeah, exactly.
Rhea was chasing something, Io was champion, and Naomi swooped in and stole all of that. That's the story.
Yeah. I just love it. Yeah.
I think what remains to be seen is whether or not yung newfound love ni Rhea and Io will stay intact after this.
Oh, kung may kiss pa rin sa noo after. Shout out, by the way, to both Rhea and Io who just really looked so amazing in their street clothes this week on Raw.
Yep.
So much so na ang dami ng memes. Alam nyo na yun. All right, let's take one last Emil Nate dance break, and when we come back, we'll talk about NXT and Evolve right after this. Let's talk about NXT, and we're going to start with Josh Briggs and Blake Monroe, who both explained their respective motivations for, in Josh Briggs' case, just being a little bit more aggro, and in Blake Monroe's case, turning heel. I particularly liked yung vignette where you've got the narrator also getting involved in breaking news. Jordan Grace despises, Blake Monroe despises everything about Jordan Grace.
Yeah, it is a nice take on the Sabrina Carpenter thing. Na ginawa na talaga ng supporting character ni Blake Monroe, yung narrator. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty creative. Again, I still wish that it didn't happen so soon, but if your entire justification is you despise everything about Jordan Grace, and I guess it does make sense that it's already happened this fast.
Feeling ko may pagpa-fast track din na nangyayari dito kay Blake Monroe. I don't think I think she's in NXT for a good time now, a long time.
So she's on the Stephanie and Julia track.
I feel like that's where they're going with this. Because they didn't even give us time to let this feud simmer. They turned her heel right away. Wala pang she only had one match as a face. And then boom, heel na agad. Diba? So I get why they're trying to do this, because she was more over as a heel than when she was a face in AEW. Clearly, mas bagay siya dun sa ganong alignment. And so we'll just have to wait and see kung successful nga yung transformation dito sa feud na to.
Definitely, yeah, mas compelling si Blake as a heel. So I also believe the same thing as Chino. I think she's not going to be in NXT, by next year. Siguro nasa main roster na siya by January, I feel like, in my opinion. So if they're indeed fast tracking, turning your heel, then feuding with Jordan, then going after the NXT Championship, I feel like that can be done in like less than 6 months.
Mm-hmm. What about Briggs, who explained si Inamura just came up short, didn't have the balls to get the job done. I mean, didn't say them in those exact words, but you know what I mean. Sinasabi ni Briggs na I am willing to do what it takes, honor be damned.
Did he just turn heel in that promo? Because I feel like that's what happened.
Didn't he turn heel because he already smacked Obafemi with the belt? That's a very heelish thing to do.
Maga, yeah.
I mean, clearly that was the turning point for him, diba? Like, justify lang niya with his promo from yesterday. Like, what happened, diba? So
maganda dito is if he wins the triple threat in a heelish manner.
Sure.
Like, diba? Like if he hits Oba with the belt next week and then he wins, right? Because then it gives him that JCJ wrong. Diba? Teka lang, ikaw yung bagong champion. No, we don't like this. Diba?
Is it time though? Is it time for Oba to?
I wouldn't mind it. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. He's had that for so long. I wouldn't mind a change at this point.
Okay.
I mean, do you like Obafemi as champ, Emil?
Yeah, I do.
So having Josh Briggs beat him will make you angry, diba?
Oh.
Not really. Because if it's a triple threat, then it will keep Obafemi look strong.
Kala ko, hindi, ayoko lang ma-work, bro.
Gusto ko manalo si Inamura. That's what I want.
Yeah. It would be fun to see Inamura become champion, no matter how long that'll be.
Yeah.
Right, other stuff that went down on NXT had a TNA invasion of sorts when Masha Slamovich appeared in the opening segment, and then the System also made their presence felt. So Masha Slamovich and JC Jane, they've got their match at Slammiversary over the weekend. It's winner take all, champion versus champion, and then the System naman, they're apparently in a feud with Dark State. So they're nominally heels in TNA, pero sina JDC, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards all came out to, I guess, back up the other TNA guys in Mike Santana and Joe Hendry against Dark State.
Yeah, so Dark State jumped the System, if I'm not mistaken, 2 pay-per-views ago or 1 pay-per-view ago. They did the whole Shield thing where they appeared in the crowd and they just jumped the System, right? So that is why this scenario naging face sila. I like how everything is being laid out na parang dumadating na tayo sa point na magkakaroon na ng Worlds Collide TNA NXT.
Oh, hell yeah, let's do it.
I want it to happen. I want it to happen. Just fucking pull the trigger already. Stop edging us with these weekly invasions, diba? With Trick Williams still. Kaya feeling ko talaga mag-retain si Trick because they still have to do this card, man. They still have to make all the Worlds Collide business happen.
Paano yung Masha versus JC?
Ganun?
Diba she gets another match? Diba? She can't have both belts forever. I don't think that's a...
No, who's gonna get both belts? That's what I meant to ask.
Who's gonna get both belts? I think Masha is still getting both belts. Although, if you're going to follow wrestling logic, diba?
I don't know.
JCJ.
I don't know if they're really gonna promise that. Like, even if it's NXT, diba? Like I know Masha's good, but will they really give the belt to TNA?
So shenanigans, dirty finish.
So if you also notice how they're telling the TNA World Title story, it's more like it's more of we're TNA guys, so dapat parang we're gonna get our title back, parang ganun. It's not even like a personal feud about Hendry, Santana, and Trick. It's more like we're TNA, you're NXT. Parang ganun. So yeah,
no, it's not. It is personal, at least between Joe Hendry and Trick Williams. Like, Trick is laying the verbal smackdown on everything Joe Hendry's all about. He calls him Average Joe every chance he gets.
Yeah, but if you watch TNA, yung sinasabi nila is disappoint tayo ni Joe Hendry kasi hindi niya kinuha yung title natin. So it's like they feel like they are bannerless at this point because the championship is with an NXT year. If you will. So parang may pride din silang pinaglalabanan, brand pride, which I think is a lot bigger here than your regular Survivor Series brand war pride. Diba? Kasi at least ito talagang different companies eh. Diba?
Tapos yung War Games, so TNA pala versus WWE.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Or kahit NXT versus TNA, total, yun na rin naman yung nagana, diba? Nagko-cross ng streams. So.
Yeah.
Wait, Slammiversary is this Saturday, this weekend?
This weekend, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Bakit, Emil? May lakad ka ba?
No. I expect some big things there.
Siyempre, ikaw booker. Dapat may expect ka.
And also, yung president ng Anthem tweeted about something na tas may word na phenomenal. So,
yeah, that's right. That is in the rumor mill. May chismis na may magbabalik. Prodigal son will return. So
what if that happens? That would be crazy.
You know what I don't like about this whole TNA World Championship story?
What?
I just hate that they're still being wishy-washy about Dark State's involvement with association with Trick. Like,
yun nga.
Do it already, fuck, nobody cares anymore. Just do it.
I thought they were gonna establish it nung Mania.
Oh my, pull the trigger already. Like,
naman eh.
Is he not with Trick? Like, obviously he's with Trick. So just do it already. Just let's lean into Trick needing the backup already.
Parang ginagaya nila yung ginagaya nila yung sa aces and eights eh. They also teased a long time before revealing that it's Bully Ray. So they're doing the same thing here.
They're trying to replicate the Punk Shield story from back in the day. Maganda yung pagkagawa eh. That one was done perfectly. This one taking a little bit too long.
Emil, address naman yung concerns in Ro and Chino. Ikaw lang
Pull the
makaka-understand.
trigger na.
Pakisabi kay Shawn Michaels.
Ako, wala akong kinalaman dyan, Emil. Alright, last bit here from NXT. The family business triple threat happened on this week's episode, and Tony D'Angelo defeated Channing Stacks, Lorenzo, and Luca Crucifino. So, yun nga, para siyang yung legacy triple threat match ng WrestleMania 26.
It's actually pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, this one was even sponsored by Progressive. Like it was in a highlighted spot on TV.
Imagine that a mafia warfare sponsored by an insurance company.
Buti na lang, it was a good match, and
it
was a funny moment where Stacks got tossed, Jazzy Jeff style.
Jazzy.
Pretty funny. I don't know what this means now. Like, okay, they hashed out their problem. I mean, they didn't hash it out, but they got it out of their system. So I guess the family is still a thing, just without everyone else who made it.
Hindi, watak-watak na sila. Yung nga yung point,
I mean, yung family, just to mean yung mob group ni Tony D is still a thing. It's just that the other three are not part of it anymore.
I guess.
So
Poor Adriano Rizzo
you...
couldn't even be bothered to appear.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That was also what I was wondering.
It's the exact same thing that happened to Chase U. Like everyone from Chase U natiwalag, diba? Except Chase U is apparently still a thing again.
So may family 2.0.
Yeah.
The real D'Angelo family is the friends we made along the way.
No, but I like how they made. I think they're trying to regain some of that goodwill Tony D'Angelo lost. Feeling good, that's why.
From
Well,
what?
he didn't lost anything, in my opinion.
Do you think so? I feel like they kind of made him.
I think the whole family gimmick has run its course, diba? Like,
yeah.
what happens now?
Diba, pinanalo pa rin siya, and there was that shot at the end where he was looking back at that hat that he always brings, diba? So I guess yes, they are trying to shed the mafioso gimmick from him, diba? But also they put him over two very young guys, diba? So parang I didn't expect him to walk away with the victory here. So the fact that they gave him a win probably means that they're setting him up for something big in the future.
Well, he is the best one they had in the group. So I guess, yeah.
I just wonder what will happen to Stacks and Luca now.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen to everyone, diba?
Yeah.
I mean, Stack still has the cup, diba? So that's...
Tinapon nga ni Tony sa ilog eh.
So hindi na siya champion dahil wala na siyang property?
I don't know.
Tinapon na eh.
That's not how it works, man.
No, I think they killed off the cup.
Oh, they killed off the title.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it died the 24/7 championship death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's wow. Okay.
That is pretty sad for what was once a really good championship.
Wow.
Actually, I didn't even consider that. Parang kala ko, Sack will probably fish it out at some point.
Like...
You can always do it the JDL way and find the cup somewhere else to bring it back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They can always retcon that someday.
Diba? Nahanap ng dredger sa ilog.
Ang gusto ko malaman is, di ba mafioso si Tony D. If he does a character change, like, what do you do? Like, dati kang mafia guy, di ba? How do you pivot in life? Ano yung gagawin mong next?
No, I know.
Italian stallion.
No. Tony D is an Italian from Chicago. That means his next gimmick will be him taking over his family's sandwich shop.
I thought you were going to say pizza.
No, it's the bear. I mean, it's the bear. It's a reference to the bear.
Malalaman natin may kapatid din siyang namatay.
May kapatid din siyang nagpakamatay. May kapatid din siyang buntis.
May pinsan
diba?
siya.
So may pinsan siyang kupal.
Gonna start calling people cuz and chef.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
May Totga din siya. Dami pang pwede dyan.
May Claire Bear din siya. Tony D's never leaving NXT at that rate. Oh my gosh.
My God.
I would much rather go for the sandwich shop gimmick than the mafioso thing. At least that one is true to life. Diba?
Oh boy. All right, let's take a stop at Evolve before we wrap up this week's live stream. And let's talk about our girl, Jintala, who has turned heel. So, Callie Armstrong is the Evolve Women's Champion, in case hindi kayo nanonood. And she's this powerhouse of a woman. And she's been a dominant heel basically ever since episode 1 of Evolve. But she turned face last week nung tinalo niya si Natalia and she chose respect. That's a reference to Here Comes the Pain. If you don't know what it means, it basically means she offered to shake Natalia's hand after beating her. So dahil nagkabati na sila ni Natalia, I guess she's a face now, and then Jintala attacking her from behind basically cemented their alignments. And to back that up with some context, over the last few weeks, several women have been attacked mysteriously by some attacker, and Jintala said, "It was me. I've been attacking all those women," and she's staked her claim to the Evolve Women's Championship.
The reason why I put exactly. The reason why I put this here is because I found it really interesting that yes, it's developmental, but they are pushing her to the championship picture, and she's pretty much getting what amounts to a main event push in Evolve, and I find that interesting, not funny or not even bad. Interesting because she is still very inexperienced. Like, I don't want to say green out of respect, but she has been doing this for less than a couple of years. Diba? Like, she is really fresh to wrestling. She is not a wrestler from the independents. And for them to view her and give her that kind of push, I feel like is an assessment of her talent and her potential. Diba? That's pretty interesting that a Filipino will be probably the next Rhea Ripley kasi muscle mommy din siya, diba? So
may tattoo.
Yeah. So interesting that they're replicating the Rhea Ripley formula again. And I hope that this pans out kasi as much as she is okay naman for TV, she hasn't really wowed me yet. With her work. So I hope that this is a sign that she is going to be given more opportunities to get even better.
Yeah, I can feel Batista vibes from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Bakit mo nasabing Batista, Emil? What do you
mean? No, but also, the size, yun nga, they've been pushing her as a heel.
Yeah, same thing I said about Raquel.
I think Jintala is more Filipino than Batista, though, in terms of presentation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Diba? Like, Batista barely owned the whole Pinoy thing. Jintala was Pinoy-coded from the start.
Yeah.
It means si Batista only owned up to it when he visited the Philippines.
Tsaka patato siya ng
Philippine flag.
Napinaburan niya, by the way.
No, yung pinaburan niya was the...
Yung Pacquiao.
Yung pinaburan niya. She's doing more than the actual... Sino yung nanalo ng LFG?
Tyra May.
Yeah, she's
also in Evolve.
She's been brought back to Evolve after one match.
She's been doing... Jintala's been doing more than the winner, which I don't know what it tells us, but we're just happy to see our kababayan being in a spotlight here.
Yeah. LFG and Evolve, parang ano sila, diba? Parang parallel track sila to moving up through the WWE developmental system.
Yeah.
Like LFG for relatively inexperienced or like totally new. Whereas yung Evolve, kahit papaano may experience ka na, whether through NXT or the ID program or the Indies.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, that's going to be it for the live stream. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. The play in Nathan was explosive. That was really fun. We're going to be clipping that shit, by the way, and we're going to be posting graphics as well with Emil's most quotable quotes from this week. As we wind down here, let's get to some plugs. Chino, I know you're going to be hanging out with the KSCers this weekend.
May nag-collect nung kanina.
Kinurek na tayo ni Glendale tsaka ni Jace. Okay, they're called CKCN.
CKCN. Sorry.
See you mga ka-CKCN this Saturday at your auditorium.
Papatay na mga friends ko sa Chiangkai.
That's a Chinese school problem, man. So I don't know. So see you guys this Saturday. I will be with Stanley Chi, Jeannie Lakay, Chan Konsing, as well as other comedians from Comedy Manila. We are performing at your auditorium, Chiang Kai-shek College in Binondo, Manila. Tickets are available through your alumni pages, if you will. Also, I have a new episode of the Class Clown podcast dropping tomorrow featuring One Hand Gaming. If you guys don't know who he is, he was a streamer who became a little bit famous nung pandemic when he was playing COD M or Call of Duty Mobile with his feet.
Okay.
So yung guy na yun, he's also into stand-up now, and I talked to him about that, about being a live streamer, about joining a roast battle against another PWD. So we talked about all that fun. That's dropping tomorrow at noon on your podcast aggregator of choice. For everything that I do, it's available online via linktr.ee/Chino Supersized.
One last note on Chiang Kai-shek, just for fun. Ito yung mga notable alumni nila based on Wikipedia. Lucio Tan, Henry C. Sr., Tony Tan Kak Tiong, as in the Jollibee owner, George T., Metrobank founder, Justin Chua and Limeng Beng, PBA players, and EJ Obiena.
Wow, that's a stacked lineup of alumni.
Yeah. So much love to our CK Sears.
That's right. Make up for what you'd said, Stan.
CKSians.
CKCNs.
Yes.
Sorry. CKCNs. All right, Emil, what do you have going on? Aside from getting your therapy.
Yeah, actually, baka may update na yung WWE 2K25 The Island. So I might continue that streaming on our page. So I'll let you know when.
All right. Ikaw,
please get tickets to DexCon. Pero unahin niyo muna yung SummerSlam. SummerSlam first, pero DexCon, Dexman happening on August 23. Before that, Pakagajan and Friends at Social House at Circuit. Everything is at dexcon.helixpay.ph. Lalo na yung meet and greet. I will be there as well. So we'll see you there, and we'll see you laser, as they say. But he's not there anymore.
All right. Mm-hmm. For me naman, I'll be doing Game 5 of the PBA Philippine Cup Finals on Wednesday sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. So I'll be doing hype man duties then. If you see me, please come say hi. My other podcast now steaming is going to be back as well in time for Ghost Month. May live episode kaming ni-record over the weekend at the Lanang Symposium. Thank you to everyone who was a part of it. Thank you to the people who literally said that the podcast saved their lives and kept their sanity. We didn't expect to have that type of impact, so we appreciate that. If you want to hear yung mga conversations about the Chinoy community, especially from the current generation, go check out Now Steaming, Conversations on Chinoy Life on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. For us, make sure to follow the show at Wrestling2XPod and at Wrestling Podcast, depending on which app you're on. Individually, it is at Rowas War, at Chino Supersized, at EML_Meister, at Monday Night Rowan, and at _Stan C. Thank you to Babyface producer Jasper and everyone over at the Pod Network for all of their help behind the scenes. And thank you for catching another episode of the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. For Roman, Chino Liao, and Emil Nate, I'm Stan C, reminding everyone, especially Emil, to stay cool, stay safe, stay dry, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast. Out. Later, Outcasts.
Peace.